High School for the 14th annual Sonoma County Classic, and tonight the home team, the Pioneer Prospectors, have made it into the championship game to face off against the Healdsburg Greyhounds. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Brian Colbus. Brian, these two teams met Tuesday, which was a win for Pioneer by 6. That should give the Prospectors confidence, but Healdsburg will be really trying to avenge that loss, led by their senior guard, Todd Azevedo, who really presents a lot of problems for Pioneer defensively.
Yeah, he really does, Dave. He averages 26 points a game. He scored 23 points last night, really took charge of the game by himself. But the key factor about him is he's a 6'3" guard, which means he's multidimensional. He can play both inside and out.
Pioneer will have to get another big game tonight from Ian Garrett, their senior guard. He did it last night with 20 points, but the big thing for him will be to try to distribute the basketball to his teammates with assists. They're going to have to run the floor against this bigger Healdsburg team.
Yeah, I think you said it all, basically. He's the floor general for that team. He's going to have to instigate the fast break and take Healdsburg out of their game.
Sam Fong, the senior forward for the Prospectors, will also have to do the job, especially defensively tonight, and perhaps score a few more points than he did last night.
Yeah, he scored 9 points last night, which is a few below his average, but as you mentioned, his key role will be defensively. Not only is he going to have to keep Healdsburg out of the key, but when Azevedo drives and gets past Garrett, he's going to have to help out.
Pioneer has never won this tournament in the 14 years they've been putting it on here. Perhaps tonight they can turn the trick against the Healdsburg Greyhounds. It should be a very emotional game. Big crowd here tonight.
Yeah, huge crowd, couple of young, very good coaches, inspirational teams. You look for a hard-fought, well-played game tonight, Dave.
So the Sonoma County Classic about to get underway, and we'll be back with tonight's starting lineups and the opening tip-off in just a moment. Welcome back to Pioneer High School. We're getting set now to name tonight's starting lineups for tonight's exciting game. Pioneer Prospectors won earlier, 62-56. So we should see another pretty fast-paced game, especially if Pioneer has it their way. They'd like to really run the floor tonight, push the pace, because Healdsburg's a bigger team. If they have to get into a half-court offense, Healdsburg can really stop them defensively.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Mike Erickson earlier. He was saying that they really want to pressure him on defense. They're probably going to play a man-to-man most of the game, but the key is up-tempo. That was the key words. He couldn't emphasize it enough. They got to really keep the game going.
Todd Azevedo has really been an exciting player this year. We mentioned in the open he scored 26 points a game. He really went off last night. Cardinal Lumen was winning the game. He had a slam dunk in the second quarter, which ignited Healdsburg, and they pulled off the win over Cardinal Lumen. It's the first time in a long time that Cardinal Lumen hasn't been in the championship game here.
Yeah, Joe Fino played well, and it was a diving save that basically led to that Azevedo dunk, and that was the difference in the game. So, I think it's going to be an excellent game. 6 points last time separated these two teams. I think it might even be closer tonight.
They're getting set to announce the rosters for both teams and the starting lineups here tonight in this 14th annual Sonoma County Classic. And we'll take you down to Steve Dillon, the floor announcer for the introductions.
And followed by their starters. The head coach of the Pioneer Prospectors is Mike Erickson, assistant coaches George Greco and Mark Flores. And these are their non-starters for tonight's game. A 5'11" junior guard, number 11, Nick Casaza. A 6'1" junior forward, number 12, Stephen Hoops. A 6'3" junior forward, number 22, Scott Thomas. A 5'9" senior guard, number 23, Damian Terry. A 5'10" senior guard, number 24, Casey Rusher. A 5'11" junior guard, number 25, Pat Lamar. A 6-foot senior forward, number 33, Brian Kidd. starting lineup for Mike Erickson's Pioneer Prospectors. A 5'10" senior guard, number 15, Dion Sherman. A 5'10" senior guard, number 21, Ian Garrett. A 6'5" junior center, number 31, Brian Dennis. A 6-foot junior forward, number 32, Sam Vaughn. And a 5'10" senior guard, number 35, John Liu. That's your Pioneer Prospector. And the head coach of the Healdsburg Greyhounds is Mark Georgie, assistant coach Gerald Armieri. And these are their non-starters for tonight's championship game. A 6-foot senior guard, number 11, Galen Whitmore. A 6'2" junior guard, number 12, Steve Shadura. A 6'5" junior center, number 14, Trevor Shorsten. A 6-foot junior guard, number 20, Jeff Davis. A 5'10" senior guard, number 21, Chad McMaster. A 6'9" senior center, number 22, Pat Ingham. A 6'2" senior forward, number 30, Courtney Munsell. A 6'4" junior forward, number 34, Jason Pedroni. A 6'6" sophomore forward, number 40, Dave Rucky. And a 5'10" senior guard, number 45, Justin Urban. And now Mark Georgie starting the lineups for tonight's game. A 6-foot senior guard, number 10, Nick Barbieri. A 6'2" junior guard, number 15, Joe Vino. A 6-foot senior guard, number 24, Scott Boswick. A 6'4" senior guard, number 33, Todd Azevedo. And a 6'5" senior center, number 44, Jordan Bogarski. There's your Healdsburg Greyhounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready for the tip-off of the 1995, excuse me, 96 Sonoma County Classic Championship.
So there you have the starting lineups for both teams here tonight. Pioneer, a very small, scrappy, exciting team. And you see the records coming into tonight's game. Both teams off to a good start. League play gets started next week, both the NBL and SCL. These teams will go their opposite ways. Pioneer is in the NBL, Healdsburg in the SCL. Those should be very good races again this year, Brian.
Oh, no doubt about it. In fact, Pioneer's in a league that has several good teams. Cardinal Newman, in fact, Healdsburg basically gave Newman, I think, their only loss last night, 40-30, all season so far. So look for that league to be especially competitive.
Brian Dennis getting set to jump center against Todd Azevedo. When was the last time you saw a guard jump center? And Piner controls the opening tip-off. This is Ian Garrett bringing it up. Piner in their home maroon. Healdsburg in their white. Dion German from 16, no good. Azevedo with the rebound. Great decision by Mark Giorgi to play Azevedo as a guard, because realistically, he's got the skills to do that at the next level. Fong steps in front of the pass and tips it out of bounds.
That's a good point, Dave. He's too small to play forward at the college level, but he's just about the right size for a guard at that level.
A lot of coaches at the high school level, if they see a guy who's over 6'2", they automatically make him a forward or a center. But not so with Mark Giorgi, recognizing that this is what the skills this player needs to develop.
Right, he really needs to develop those ball handling skills. That's going to be key in college.
Jordan Bogarski tied up by Dennis, and the Prospectors come up with a steal. Dion German has it as Healdsburg commits their first turnover 1 minute into the game. German with a nice drive, blocked by Bogarski. Bogarski pulls down the rebound, and the Greyhounds will take it the other way. Barbieri with a pull-up jumper.
Fast-paced game early, Dave. Piner wanted a foul on their play, didn't get it.
Barbieri had Healdsburg's first basket last night as well. It was a 3, so that could be a good omen for them as Bogarski pulls down his second rebound here in the first quarter. Azevedo hanging in the air, gets the basket. Great ball control right there. You see what makes him so tough.
Piner's going to have to play better defense than that against Azevedo. They can't give him easy baskets.
Great pass backdoor to Fong from German, but he can't finish it, and Fino pulls down the rebound. Very nice play set up that time by the Prospectors. Healdsburg up 4-0. Fino fouled from behind by Fong. First team foul, first personal foul.
Piner's starting off with that man-to-man defense, David. They look in the first series, they did an excellent job and created a turnover. They're going to have to do more of that throughout the night if they want to win this game.
Pass goes inside to Azevedo. Now the Hounds work it outside. Looks like Lou has come up with a big steal. Lou driving on Azevedo, lays it up, no good. German follows and scores. That's what Piner wants to do. Create turnovers and run the floor. They did it beautifully that time. Azevedo inside, got it. 4 here in the first quarter for Todd Azevedo, both of them coming inside. Garrett now tries to drive on him and gets Azevedo to foul him. What Garrett can try to offset Azevedo's size is his quickness, and that's what he tried to do right there.
Now, Azevedo basically on that play did an excellent job of driving and then doing a jump stop and going up hard with the basket.
On defense, not a very good foul coming down there.
Prospectors setting up an inbounds play. Garrett's going to have to hurry, and he doesn't get it inbounds. First turnover of the night by the Prospectors. And it comes with some great defense. Piner not pressing at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them press a lot tonight, especially if they get the lead. Travel called on Bostwick.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Dave, I talked to Coach Mike Erickson earlier, and he said that they definitely want to press on defense as much as possible, obviously after baskets.
6-2. Hounds in the lead.
Piner needs to move the ball more. Looks like the Greyhounds are doing a matchup type zone, or maybe it looks like a man-to-man. Piner needs to be able to move without the ball.
Garrett gets off a shot and hits the bottom of the net. His first basket of the night to pull Piner within 2.
He's going to have to do a lot of that tonight.
Piner trying to trap. Hounds get it to Azevedo inside, and he scores again. Easy money.
Real aggressive defense up top, but if they can break through like they did there, Azevedo's going to have a lot of easy baskets tonight.
Four minutes to go here, first quarter. Lou to Garrett. Garrett guarded by Azevedo. Fong takes it inside, turnaround. No, it's a foul called on Fong. I'll check that. They may be saying that Fong stepped on the line.
Here we'll see it on the replay. Doesn't look like he stepped on the line, but I can't see where the foul is.
But they didn't call a foul.
Healdsburg with 4 guards in their starting lineup to try and counter some of the quickness of Piner. Bogarski, the lone big man, there he is. He's a pretty good ball handler as well. Fino inside, misses the shot, has his own miss, fouled by Dennis.
Good hustle by Fino to stay with it. Follow his shot and go up again. Get fouled, 2 free throws.
Fino will go to the line now as we take a look at the replay.
Good job of posting up by Fino. 1 dribble and up. Good defense, but then he stays with it, and that's the key.
Fino had 5 last night. He misses his first free throw opportunity right here.
As I mentioned, he played really inspired basketball, and he's the one that made that diving save that led to an Azevedo dunk last night.
Fino misses them both. Barbieri dives in, tries to get the rebound, but Dennis comes up with it for Piner. Nice hustle for Brian Dennis, and a good job to hang on to the ball. Garrett gets it up the floor. Prospectors on the attack. Pat Lamar now in the game, number 25 for Piner. Piner's going to take their time and work the play. 8-4 Healdsburg in the lead. This is where things get tough for the Prospectors in the half-court offense because they are giving up quite a bit of size.
And you see the Greyhounds are just kind of sagging into the key, basically daring them to shoot from outside.
A lot of capable scorers, that's for sure.
Yeah, you really can't focus on any one scorer from Piner. They have such balanced scoring.
Fong fouled inside. Nice entry pass from Garrett, and Fong will go to the line.
Good job by Fong going strong again. That's what you need to do when you get the ball down low. Don't mess around with finesse. Be powerful. And here we see it again. Good job posting up. 1 dribble, good fake, goes strong, gets fouled.
Fino called for the personal foul. And Fong gets the roll on the first one. Fong had 9 in their semifinal victory over Annalee. John Liu checking back in. Keon German checks out. You see Fong's average. He was a little below that last night. See if he can pick it up tonight. Gets the first 2 free throws of the night for Piner, and that cuts the lead to 2. Courtney Munsell was trying to check into the game, but the referees started the action. They didn't hear the buzzer. The buzzer was sounded just a little bit late, so he'll have to wait for the next break in the action. Barbieri right side gets it to Fino. They're looking down low for Bogarski. Now they go to Bostwick, backdoor, doesn't get it. Rebound tipped out by Garrett. Now tipped away by Bogarski. Azevedo chases it into the wall on the north side of the gym, and it'll be Piner's ball.
But Dave, you can really see both teams hustling out there, playing with a lot of emotion. And I think it's going to be this kind of game, kind of scrappy all night long.
Approaching the 2-minute mark now, first quarter, a 2-point contest. Has the makings of a real close game all night. Lou tries to give Piner the lead, no good. Fino with rebound number 3. Azevedo goes right past Garrett and scores. Garrett was trying to take the charge, but Azevedo did a great job of avoiding him and pulls up for a lay-in at the other end of the floor.
He sure did, Dave, and a good no call by the referee there.
Outside from Garrett for three.
I think Azovito's hurt, Dave. We're on timeout.
Timeout taken by the Hounds. Todd Azovito a little bit shaken up. 1:42 to go here in the first quarter. And we've got a barn burner. It's 10-9 Healdsburg. So a good first quarter right here. And Ian Garrett does exactly what the Prospectors are going to have to do. If they can't get the fast break in the easy basket, they're going to have to hit from the outside.
There you see it from three-point range, nothing but bottom of the net. And as you said, he's going to have to do it. And there you see in the background, Azovito bending over. Something's bothering him.
Azovito is out of the game right now. So somebody else is going to have to step up now for the Hounds. They really have nobody else in double figures on the season. The ball tipped out of bounds by Piner. It'll stay with the Hounds. There you see Azovito trying to shake it off.
He's holding his right hip higher up on the leg, and it looks like it's not bad enough. I think it looks like he's going to return.
Already has 8 points in this ball game. John Liu hawking Courtney Munsell, almost came up with another steal. He is a great defender, extremely quick hands. Pass goes inside. Pedroni ends up taking it out. He's guarded by Sam Fong. Prospectors matching up man-to-man.
Playing really aggressive on that man-to-man right now. And taking the Greyhounds there and forcing a turnover.
Dennis blocks the pass. Cross-court attempt by Bogarski. Piner will try and take the lead right here on this possession. They trail by 1 with 1 minute to go now here in the first quarter.
And Dave, as we approach the end of the first quarter, one of the things both coaches is doing right now, they're kind of seeing what the referees are doing. Are they letting them play, or are they calling ticky-tack fouls? Right now, the refs are letting them play, and they're going to adjust their games accordingly.
Foul called either on Fino or Bogarski. Fino put his hand up, so perhaps it is against his, which would be his second personal foul. And indeed, that is the call.
Second personal foul, 13 foul.
13 foul on the Hounds. Dennis is going to check out. German comes back in. Matt Hughes also checks into the game. Azovito will re-enter. And Bostwick will come back in, replacing Fino for Healdsburg. Lou set to inbound it. Gets it to Hughes. Now back up to Fong. He'll take the three. Short front iron. Pedroni has the rebound, and Lou tips it. You see how quick Lou is. He'll come out of nowhere, and he's got extremely quick hands.
Yeah, head coach Mike Erickson said Lou's probably the best defensive player on their team. He is quick. He's only 5'10", but he is so quick with those hands.
30 seconds in the quarter. Bostwick no good. There's Azovito diving for the rebound. Somebody got him on the arm. I believe it's going to go against John Liu. Indeed, that is the call.
Driving to the basket, wide open. Misses the shot. Good rebound by Azovito, and then Liu reaches in and fouls him.
Munsell tries a three, no good. Tipped right up to Pedroni. Bostwick from 8. In and out. Fong with the rebound. Prospectors will play for the final shot of the quarter now as we go under 10 seconds. Garrett not on the floor right now. Somebody's going to have to take a shot. Lou pulls up and buries it just inside the three-point line. Holy smokes, John Lou dribbling up top. They had nothing going. He decided to take it upon himself, plays off the screen, and gives Piner the lead at the end of the first quarter. Great move by John Lou. He's not really called on to score that much.
Now here we see it again, fitting into a tough first quarter. It looked like he wasn't even aware that the clock was winding down. And all of a sudden he went for the pull-up jumper. Nothing but bottom of the net.
So the first 8 minutes in the books here at Piner High School. We'll take a break and be back with the start of the second quarter of the Sonoma County Classic championship game. So Piner, after trailing most of the first quarter, pull off a last-second jumper to take a 1-point lead as we start the second quarter here at Piner High School.
Dave, I think for Healdsburg, Azovito scored 8 of the 10 points. Someone else is going to have to get involved in this offense.
Azovito takes the first shot of the second quarter. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll be the Prospectors' ball.
can't expect Azevedo to do it all because Piner's just going to play double team and triple team if no one else can score for that team.
Backdoor to Fong. They've worked that play a couple times now tonight. Fong turns around. Azevedo has the rebound. Munsell gets past Garrett now into the corner. Piner doing a good job of getting back defensively. The one thing they don't want to do is give up any easy baskets to Healdsburg.
Exactly. They've done that. They did a couple times, but only a couple times in the first quarter. Actually did a pretty good job defensively.
Garrett has the steal. Great job by Ian Garrett, and he's fouled by Munsell from behind.
Well, Ian Garrett's really playing tough, inspired basketball. In the first quarter, he was all over the floor. And it seems to me that wherever the ball is, he seems to be around it.
Garrett had 20 points last night, 2 3-pointers against Annalee. The top 4 teams in this tournament match up real well. Annalee, Cardinal Newman, who played in the semifinals, Annalee winning that one, and Healdsburg and Piner. Indication of what we can expect from their respective league play. Coming up next week, the NBL and SCL gets underway here in 1996.
Garrett with the ball. He averages 15.7 points per game, but also 6.5 assists, so he's really active.
Ian Garrett from 17, around the rim and in. Garrett has 7. Piner leads by 3.
Shaping up to be an old-fashioned shootout between Garrett and Azevedo right now.
Azevedo shuffles the feet. 6 turnovers by the Hounds here in the first half. That's what Piner makes you do with their tough pressure. They make you turn the ball over. They'll get steals. They're always on you. They're hawking you the entire night. Garrett driving down the lane. Great feed. And Hughes finishes it off.
Beautiful play. That's where one of those 6 assists he gets per game. That was beautiful.
Piner up by 5. Lou fouls Azevedo. Referees tonight, Doug Earl, John Thomas, and Adrian Reyes. Veteran crew.
And that was John Thomas making that call. And it looks like suddenly in the second quarter they're starting to tighten up a little bit, the refs. And they're saying, hey, keep your hands off him, or we're going to call that.
That is definitely something that would go against Piner because they like to reach in and try to get fouls. Azevedo fouled from behind by Fong.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous thing about playing feisty defense with your hands. If you play with your hands, there's that chance that they're going to call fouls. There we see it again. Pass inside, Azevedo with good position. Nothing they can do on defense but foul.
Fong was trying to keep him from getting the ball in there, but like I said, Azevedo does a great job of posting up. Really a double threat as a 6'3" guard, inside and outside.
Right, unless Fong is somehow like Superman, he's really going to have to go through Azevedo to get to the ball in that situation.
Hughes called for the personal foul there. 5 fouls, and there's Hughes. Another one, and he's a little bit emotional. Doug Earl is following him, trying to keep him in check right here. Brian Dennis is going to come back into the game for Piner. Also checking in for the Prospectors. Pat Lamar checking in again.
Matt Hughes going to get a breather. And it looks like Coach Erickson's going to try and settle him down a little bit here. As you mentioned earlier, Dave, it's a real emotional game, and tempers are going to flare.
Bogarski hits the first one. Bogarski had 5 in their semifinal victory over Cardinal Newman. Bogarski nails them both.
In fact, I don't think anybody had more than 5 points other than Azevedo, who had 23 last night.
Not unusual if you look at their scoring averages. Munsell's the second leading scorer with just 6 a game. 15-12 here. Piner working their half court, looking for something from the outside. German buries the 3.
Nice shot by German. He averages 13 points and 9 rebounds per game.
6-point lead, Piner's biggest of the night.
Nice screen.
Backdoor, Munsell. Easy land.
Credit that to Todd Azevedo, though, with a beautiful screen.
Hounds pulled to within 4. Approaching the 5-minute mark here. Second quarter, Sonoma County Classic championship game. Piner's going to slow the pace a little bit here now. Garrett driving on Bostwick. Very patient offensive attack right here by Piner.
Yeah, Piner's really trying to spread out the floor. If the Greyhounds aren't biting, they're really sinking into the key.
This is really the last level of basketball where you can afford to do this because there still is no shot clock in boys high school basketball.
And they have it in girls basketball where it's really not necessary. They seem to get a shot off after about 10 seconds in girls basketball, but not in boys basketball.
Taken away by Fino. Fino fouled by Fong.
It's a nice move. Good job drawing the foul. He's going to go to the line and get 2 free throws. Good, strong move. Here we see it again. Fino dribbling down the left side. He decides to take it himself with a crossover dribble. Nice job there. You see the foul.
John Liu checks in now for Sam Fong, who has 3 personal fouls here in the first half. Fino missed his first 2 free throws. Make that 3 in a row now Fino has missed.
Those could come back to haunt him later in the game. You know this is going to be a close game. They've got to make these free throws.
Finally, Fino gets one. Healdsburg 3 for 7 as a team from the line here in the first half. Piner by 3 now. 4 minutes to go.
This is really opposite of what Erickson was saying.
Azevedo takes the rebound.
What I was going to say is it looks like Piner's trying to slow the tempo down instead of getting up tempo going.
Azevedo behind the back, pulls up, got it. Great move. Azevedo has 10. Right on pace. And he pulls the Hounds to within 1.
Yeah, he really is excellent one-on-one. I think Piner's going to have to start thinking about double teaming him more.
Foul call goes against Scott Ingham, who just checked in for Healdsburg. He's 6'9". He's the one guy that really presents a problem inside. They can get the ball into him. Tallest player in the tournament, Scott Ingham. He's guarding Garrett. Garrett gets it to Dennis on the backside.
That's really a mismatch there. Garrett's so fast, so quick, he can easily go around him. Look for him to drive to the hoop.
Under 3 minutes now in the half. Piner chewing up a little bit of clock right here.
Real patient offense by Piner. You like to see this. The Greyhounds are sagging in, but Piner's not rushing the shot. They're not taking that 35-footer. They're waiting to get a good shot.
Foul called away from the ball. Dennis and Ingham were mixing it up, and Ingham gets called for his second personal foul.
Second personal foul, 16 fouls.
That's 16 fouls against Healdsburg. Piner has committed 18 fouls this year in high school basketball. 10 team fouls will give you 2 shots from the line. We adopted the rule that many other levels have adopted. Dennis loses it out of bounds. 4 turnovers now by the Prospectors here in the first half. And Healdsburg can retake the lead on this possession.
You haven't seen Piner press much. I'm really surprised. They haven't done a full court press at all.
Pass inside, Ingham. Blocked by Dennis, but he got him on the arm.
They weren't
happy with that call. I'm not sure I blame him. It looked like it was all ball. Let's see it again. Down to the post. Yeah, well, maybe 31 got it. It's tough to say.
Ingham way off the mark. These free throws here in the first half could really come back to haunt the Greyhounds. They're now just 3 of 8 from the line. Second one no good. Lou with a nice rebound over Munsell. Azevedo almost got the steal. Lou lobs it up, no good. Azevedo has it. Running the floor now for the Hounds. Azevedo lays it up. German takes the charge. Will the basket count? No. Great job by Dion German.
Yeah, he got excellent position, just held his ground, even though he saw the bigger man, Todd Azevedo, coming barreling down on him like a bulldozer. He just stood there, held his ground, did an excellent job.
Garrett working on Bostwick, doesn't get it. Ingham with the rebound.
They're really banging it up underneath, and the referees are really letting them play. There could be a lot of loose ball fouls called on those rebounds. Elbows flying.
Miner still up by 1. Azevedo posting, reverses it for his 12th point of the night. And Healdsburg takes a 1-point lead.
Really nice move by Azevedo.
German turns the ball over. 5 turnovers now by Piner.
And they called carrying the ball, like the old palming rule is what they called on that one. Don't see that call too often these days.
Barbieri checks in. Ingham sits down. Bogarski back in the game for Azevedo. See what the strategy is right here for Healdsburg. As we approach 1 minute, John Liu steps in front of the pass. Liu with another nice steal. He got the basket and the foul.
Beautiful ball control by Liu on that drive. Looked like he suspended in midair, followed through, got the foul and the basket.
Third steal of the night for Liu, and again he does it near the end of the quarter.
There's the steal. He has the presence of mind to keep it inbounds, go all the way, draws the foul, good ball control, banks it in for 2.
Fino with his 3rd personal foul. Liu completes the 3-point play.
And finally we see the full court press by Piner, trying to make things happen on defense.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Piner.
Something we expected to see more of and haven't seen at all in the first half is the press with only 50 seconds left.
Azevedo, no good. Dennis comes up with the rebound. Prospectors will have a chance to hang on for the last shot if they choose to right here. They don't. Liu takes a 3. Dennis with an offensive board. Got the putback.
Dennis making his presence known on both ends of the floor. First of all, he helps out on the defensive end against Azevedo, then comes down, gets the rebound, puts in the slot for 2 points. Only 8 seconds left now.
Prospectors up by 4. Azevedo again. Holy smokes, what a first half for Azevedo. And And it's 23-21 as they head into the locker room.
And this is what we expected to see, Dave. A really hard-fought, close game. Excellent shootout between Azevedo, who got 14 in the first half. And, of course, it was Garrett, who I guess scored 7 points. He started out fast, slowed down towards the end there. That's the kind of game we expected to see. Hard-fought, a lot of physical play underneath. And, of course, it's Azevedo who's taking control right now.
We'll take a break right here at halftime. We'll be back with some halftime entertainment in just a moment. It looks like they're set and ready to go now. Let's sit back and enjoy their halftime routine. By the Pioneer High School dance team as they get the crowd pumped up here at halftime as if they needed it. We're in the midst of a great game here at the half. It's 23-21 and we'll be back with the start of the third quarter in just a moment. Halftime, really keeping with pace with the first meeting between these teams. Pioneer doing a little bit of both, running the floor when they could, also slowing things up when they got into their half-court game.
Yeah, they sure are, Dave. In fact, they're kind of going against what they said they would do. They're not pressing at all, except that one time we saw it. But I think what Pioneer needs to do, if I were them, I would double-team Azevedo. He's such a great athlete. He's going to try and take charge as he does most games, and he's already done the first half. Why not double-team him and make your other players beat you?
We're going to look at the team totals from the first half. You see Healdsburg out-rebounded the Prospectors, but the Hounds did a terrible job at the free throw line. The turnovers about even, and Pioneer had a couple of threes, which really helped them with their first half scoring.
Yeah, I think the key factor there is free throws, Dave. Pioneer last night hit 11 out of 15 down the stretch to win the game. And tonight they're 3 for 3. So you see they're solid as a free throw shooting team. Healdsburg, however, is having problems. And that's going to come back to haunt them. As you know, this game is going to be won by probably less than 4 or 5 points.
Todd Azevedo led all scorers with 14 in the first half. Ian Garrett tossed in 7, and John Liu added 5. Liu only had 2 baskets, but they were both very big baskets. One, the three-pointer at the end of the first quarter, the other, a three-point play after a lay-in at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, and he's really typically known for his defense, but it was those complete clutch shots that have kept Piner in the lead here.
So the Prospectors with the ball up by 2 to start the second half. Dion German driving to the lane, draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, Nick Barbieri got credited with the foul. Looked like he got all ball with his hand. He must have gotten him with his body.
Barbieri with his first personal of the night. German also had 5 points in the first half. He had a couple of threes in their semifinal win. Piner hasn't missed a free throw yet tonight.
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the difference. If the Greyhounds can't make theirs, look for Piner to pull away. There's the press now, starting off the second half. That's what we expected to see more of.
And Fong fouls Bogarski.
And a good call. Fong didn't like it, but he was too aggressive. Bumped him with his body. It's his 4th foul.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit down right now.
4th personal foul, first team
Tough way
foul.
to start the half. He was already in foul trouble, but less than 20 seconds into the third quarter, he draws his 4.
Yeah, and that could hurt Piner. He's a real key player. Again, we mentioned it in defense. He really needs to be in there to help with Azevedo.
Prospectors swarming to the ball, come up with another steal. Running the floor. Garrett got it.
Nice move to the basket by Garrett. He's got so much quickness, but he also has a lot of strength for a little guy.
Azevedo throws it off Dennis and out of bounds.
He got caught in no man's land. He got caught in the air and decided he had to throw it off him in order to keep the ball.
Lob in goes to Azevedo. Foul call. That's going to go against the Prospectors. Pat Lamar.
So Pat Lamar kind of motioning with his elbow. He thought that Azevedo committed an offensive foul. We see it again. Azevedo with the elbow gets him right in the face, and then he comes back with a nice aggressive play, but just gets too much of the body.
Azevedo at the line for the first time tonight.
Notice on that inbound play to Azevedo, Piner had 3 guys around Azevedo, and that's what they need to do more of.
See Mark Georgie looking pretty intense on the side right now as Azevedo hits them both. Finally, the Hounds find somebody who can hit from the free throw line, and that pulls them to within 4. A little over 7 minutes to go now here in this third quarter of the Sonoma County Classic championship game. Piner has never won the Classic. Blue tied up for a moment, gets it to Garrett. Garrett working against Azevedo, blows by him. Bogarski fouls him from behind. See that first move by Garrett, so quick.
And he does a good crossover dribble. On that play, he knew he was fouled. Real smart heads-up play. He tried to throw the ball up to look, and here we see it, dribbling down the left side of the lane. He was going to pass off and said, whoa, I'm fouled, I'm going to shoot. But of course, they decided not to give him a shooting foul as the foul was on the floor before the shot.
Sticking with that sagging man-to-man. Liu tries to bust one from the outside. Bogarski has the rebound, and Dion German got him on the arm.
He doesn't like it, but as I mentioned earlier, the referees have decided to call close fouls. They started to do it in the second quarter. Here we see it again. Reaches in. He reaches in with his hand. They're going to call that every time.
Bostwick tries to dump it off. Finally does get it to Rupke, and he scores.
Rupke had 4 points last night.
2-point game now. Piner in the lead. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. And Piner is going to slow things up a little bit now.
really like the way they're mixing up the tempos, keeping Healdsburg off balance.
Lou from the outside, no good. Prospectors for the first time tonight going a little bit cold, but Garrett comes up with a big steal. 3-on-2. Garrett doesn't get it, and an offensive foul called against the Piner guard.
And Dave, he had a 3-on-1 there for a while. He really should have looked to pass off on that, but instead he goes, here we see a nice steal, good anticipation. 3-on-1 for a moment, decides to take it himself. Good position. That could have really gone either way, I think, because he just stepped in right before. I think a good call, but it could have gone either way.
Hounds looking to tie the game or take the lead with a 3. Lou called for a foul. The officials really trying to tighten things up right here.
Something that came down last year is the hand checking foul. Before, they pretty much let that go, but now they're calling it even when you're way out on the perimeter.
Stays with it.
Looked like he wanted to pass, and the last second said, no, I think I'll shoot.
That's his first basket of the night. Dennis inside, loses it. Healdsburg can take the lead now. Piner wants a timeout with 5:10 to go here. Third quarter of the Sonoma County Classic Championship. We'll be back with more action after this message. Here's Mark Georgie talking things over with his Healdsburg Greyhounds. Mark Georgie played here at Healdsberg High School, went on to Santa Rosa Junior College after that, and then went on to Division I Tulsa.
Yeah, he's a real sensible coach. He has a lot of basketball knowledge, and he's able to apply it, really inspire his kids to play.
He's also helping with Santa Rosa Junior College this year as an assistant coach. So a lot of basketball this year for Mark Georgie.
Spreading them thin.
27 all. Healdsburg with the ball.
Piner in that feisty man-to-man defense. They haven't played zone all night. And there you see the benefits of that feisty defense.
Garrett gets it over to German. He'll try the 3. Nope. Azevedo pulls it off the front rim.
You get the sense that neither team really can get enough momentum to pull away.
The way a lot of these classic games have been over the last 3 days, very close games. First game of the night was won by Rancho Cotati over Santa Rosa on a last-second shot. Santa Rosa really figured a challenge for this tournament championship this year, but Mike Cook got injured in the second quarter of their first-round game. And that's a real big blow to them as they get set to start league.
Yeah, he is their top player, and they really need him to perform well. It was Seth Barrett that had to take charge again. He's able to do that, but he can't do it all himself.
27-27, Healdsburg and Piner. Bostwick, guarded by Nick Casaza, who's in the game for the first time tonight. Nice drive to the basket, no good. Azevedo, no, that's Bogarski, and he's fouled from behind by Lamar.
You saw out here on top when there's a loose ball, the Piner players surround, and there you see the replay again, but the Piner players surround that ball as if there were sharks in the ocean and there was a piece of bloody meat out there.
A lot of pushing and shoving going on. Barbieri tries a 3, no good. Tipped right back, but German ends up with the ball. German running the floor.
No basket because the foul is before the shot. It was on the floor. Beautiful shot, but they're not going to give him that one.
Healdsburg bench was off their feet, jumping in the air as they watched this one.
What a move. Like Michael Jordan going from the right to the left hand, flipping it up off the board.
I don't think these prospectors want this tournament. Interesting note about this year's tournament, Mike Gaddy has been out of town. His sister is in the hospital, and he just got back today. Wouldn't it be special for him if they could finally pull off the tournament? This tournament that he founded 14 years ago and has done everything for the last few years. This year, a lot of people had to pick up the pieces where he left off, and they found out what a great job he's been doing to organize this event every year.
I don't think he could ask for a better belated Christmas present if Piner was to win this game.
German pulls up, got it.
Nice pull-up jumper.
9 points for German. Piner back in the lead. 3 minutes to go, third quarter.
So they're going to set up a screen for Azevedo.
Nope. Foul called underneath. It's going to go against Dennis. A lot of fouls being called. That's the 17th foul against Piner. A lot of time to go in this half.
You know, Dennis really gives up a lot of weight to Bogarski, and he's just not going to be able to contain him. He's got to use his body, but the refs aren't going to allow him to do that.
Bogarski off the front rim. Inside on the floor. Who's got it? Ball is on the line. It's going to be Piner's ball. Mike Erickson shouting some instructions to his prospectors. Nice pass. Garrett to Lamar.
That was a nice play. Garrett with the move. You saw Jamon go left, and instead of passing it to him, Garrett decided
to pass on the inbounds pass to get the layup on a beautiful move.
Garrett racking up the assists. Azevedo blocked by Dennis. Nice defense again by the prospectors. Casaza has the ball and Munsell fouls him from behind.
the replay. That's down on, that's Azevedo rolling up. There's the loose ball, and then he reaches in and gets the foul.
Azevedo has been held in check here in this third quarter. Lamar again, great pass.
Beautiful, alley-oop. Lamar puts it down.
Up by 6, under 2 minutes to go in the third. Azevedo finally gets a field goal here in the third quarter.
It's as if he heard you, Dave. He hadn't scored. He had those 2 free throws, and that was it before that shot.
18 points on the night now for Todd Azevedo. He tries to keep the Hounds in this one. Outside shot by Casaza, no good. Bogarski pulls down his 5th rebound of the night. Azevedo brings it up now for the Hounds. Piner gets back, cuts him off, but Barbieri's open from 3, and he got it!
That's what he needed to do. Garrett came over to help on the double team against Azevedo, left the man open, and he sinks it. That's exactly what the Greyhounds have to do if Piner does double team Azevedo.
That is the first 3-pointer of the night for Healdsburg. And that pulls them to within 1. Piner with the ball. 1 minute to go in the third. Garrett guarded by Azevedo. And he stepped on the line. Tough break.
Well, since right now the Greyhounds have the momentum, it'll be interesting to see how long they can keep it before Piner can take it back from them.
Hughes checks in for Piner.
Piner dropping back. There was a chance to go for a full court zone, maybe press the issue, but they decided not to.
Munsell got it. Great pass from Azevedo. And Healdsburg has the lead.
Azevedo doing an excellent job of finding the open man to get the easy basket. That's exactly what they have to do. They're doing a great job of it.
Piner will play for the last shot of the quarter. This is where John Liu has come alive in both the first and second quarters tonight. See who the Prospectors go to right here as we close out the third. Garrett dribbling up top, picks up a screen, tries to drive. Time running out. A foul called.
That was before the buzzer, Dave.
And it did beat the buzzer. Brian Dennis is going to get a chance to go to the line.
You see the drive. He decides to force it up, really, and there's nothing he can do there. And then they call a foul, which I really didn't see.
Nice job by Dennis.
That way, I think
they're saying no shots. They're saying that time did expire. The clock showed zeros, but the horn hadn't sounded yet.
Sure had.
So that will do it for the third quarter here at Piner High School in the Sonoma County Classic Championship game. Don't go away. The fourth quarter coming up. Dennis is slow to get up for Piner. Healdsburg up by 4. All the momentum heading into Healdsburg's corner as we start this fourth quarter. Can the Prospectors rebound? We'll find out over the last 7:30.
I mentioned at the beginning of the game, the Greyhounds were going to have to spread the score in a little bit.
Our prices prove it.
So heading to the fourth quarter here in the 1996 Sonoma County Classic Championship game, and we've got ourselves a good one. Healdsburg up by 1. They'll have the ball to start.
Todd Azevedo showed that he's a multi-dimensional player in the third quarter. He didn't score a lot, but he got 2 big assists that led to 5 Greyhound points.
Guarding Azevedo. Munsell for 3. Buries it. Somebody's hurt. Dennis is slow to get up for Piner. Healdsburg up by 4. All the momentum heading into Healdsburg's corner as we start this fourth quarter. Can the Prospectors rebound? We'll find out over the last 7:30.
I mentioned at the beginning of the game, the Greyhounds were going to have to spread the score in a little bit. You can't expect Azevedo to do it all. They've done exactly that. They've hit the shots when they're open. That's all you can ask them to do.
Healdsburg really turned the tables on Piner in that third quarter. They're on a 10-2 run right now. Liu from 3, no good. Dennis keeps it alive. Azevedo got him on the arm. In the first 2 quarters, Healdsburg led much of the way, and Piner came back to take the lead at the end of both of those quarters. Then in the third quarter, Healdsburg turned the table on them. They trailed most of the way and took the lead at the end of that quarter.
We'll see the replay. And there he is reaching in. And again, Azevedo reaching in, they're going to call that. And he did get a piece of his hand anyway, but they're going to call it anyway. When you see him reach in for no reason, that's just a dumb foul, not necessary.
16 fouls against Healdsburg. Ball tipped out of bounds by Bogarski. It'll stay with the Prospectors. Azevedo now has 3 personal fouls. Fong hasn't re-entered in a long time for Piner. He, of course, has 4 personals. Dennis off the inbound, doesn't get it. Fino fouled from behind.
He went over the back. He tried to reach his arm over. Instead, he went over the back.
And this is going to be a shooting foul. Joe Fino will go to the line at the other end. So now it will be interesting to see if Healdsburg can hit their free throws.
Yeah, this is what's going to come down here. Here's the replay. Just a missed shot. And then he pushed before he got to the ball.
in order to get positioning.
Well, Azevedo went to the line for Healdsburg, but I believe Fino should be the shooter. Azevedo tried to sneak in there and get a couple of free throws.
As if he needs the points.
Fino gets it. He is 2 of 5 from the line on the night. Mark Georgie pleading his case.
Both teams in the bonus, 2 more fouls, and Healdsburg will be shooting 2 shots.
Fino gets them both.
A lot of teams will panic. A lot of young teams will panic at this point, a 6-point deficit. But really, there's plenty of time, 6.5 minutes left. And Piner's doing a good job of just slowing it down, waiting for the good shot.
Garrett driving, dishes to Lou. The basket's good, and he's fouled. If that's on Azevedo, it's his 4th.
And it
Holy smokes, Todd Azevedo with 4 personals now, 6:25 to go.
He's got to take a rest because they need him at the end. There's the foul. No, actually, he was fouled. Garrett was fouled first. And I didn't see the foul again. I'm not sure why they called that one.
He brushed him from behind, but it certainly didn't disrupt Lou's shot at all.
Yeah, that's not a good call. Especially when it's his 4th one. That's their key player. That could hurt him.
Lou completes the 3-point play. The 2nd time tonight he's done that.
Azevedo stays in the game. I'm not sure I agree with this. With a 3-point lead, maybe take him out.
The Hounds are going to take a timeout to talk things over right here. 39-36 the score. 6:17 to go in the Sonoma County Classic championship game. So back and forth we go in this 1996 Sonoma County Classic. It's really been a great contest. The biggest lead for either team of the night was 6 by Piner. And now Healdsburg is up by 3.
There you saw the Piner huddle. If I'm Coach Mike Erickson, I say one thing. I say, Ian Garrett, I want you to go at Todd Azevedo. Drive him, make him foul you, get him out of the game because they need him. The point I was trying to make earlier, they need him in the final 2 minutes because you know this game's going to be close. He's in there right now. I make him commit that 5th foul.
Azevedo tries a 3, no good. He hasn't hit one tonight. Lou has his 2nd rebound. Big possession right here for the Prospectors. Garrett guarded by Azevedo.
Azevedo needs to lay off.
And he will sag back now. They're going to clear things out for him. Here he goes. Vaughn, back door.
Oh my! Beautiful pass. Just sitting there. He hadn't been in the whole 3rd quarter because he drew that 4th foul early on.
Comes in and makes a difference right away.
Munsell with a nice move. Off the glass, no good, and a foul called. Not sure who this is against. It looks like it's going to go against Dion German. 1-point ball game.
One more foul by Piner. Healdsburg's going to be shooting 2.
Joe Fino at the line. All his points tonight have come from the free throw line, where he's made 3 of 6.
Healdsburg they're starting to make their free throws down the stretch, which is what they weren't doing in the first half.
Try and give Healdsburg a 3-point lead. He does. He's made 5 in a row after missing his first 3 free throws.
Dave, I do the same thing. I get Garrett up top, let him drive, look to pass, or draw the foul.
And that looks like exactly what they're going to do as Ian Garrett takes it. Everybody else spreads the floor. And he drives on Azevedo, gets him in the air. A late whistle, and they have called Azevedo for his 5th
That's it.
personal foul.
Beautiful move by Garrett. He faked him and got Azevedo off his feet, and that was the cardinal sin. You don't want to leave your feet, especially with 4 fouls. And then Garrett just leaned into him and drew that 5th foul. Garrett up top, dribbles right with a beautiful fake, and then leans into him. And there you saw at the last part there, he did lean in. Not a good foul by Azevedo. You got to let him shoot it in that situation.
The officials really took their time. It was a late whistle. You could tell they were hesitant to call it. The shot was off the mark, and I think that was really the deciding factor. If Garrett had hit that shot, I don't think they'd have blown the whistle.
I don't think so either. Coaches are taught to wait 1 second before they blow the whistle to make sure nothing, just to get it in their head.
Garrett has the first one. He's got 10. Prospector crowd and bench starting to sense that they can go for it right here with Azevedo out of the game. Garrett hits them both. It's a 1-point game. Healdsburg without their leading scorer for 5 minutes of the Sonoma County Classic Championship game. Long pass to Bostwick. He lays it in. Barbieri found him. Great play by the Hounds.
I was just going to say, Dave, we're going to wonder who's going to step it up for the Hounds.
Lou from 3, no good. Munsell pulls down the rebound. His first of the night. The Hounds trying to run the floor a little bit now. But Piner gets back defensively. With the lead now, Coach Mark Georgie is calling for them to run some time off the clock. And that is real good strategy without your leading scorer on the floor.
Someone's still going to have to take charge. Someone's going to have to take charge and say, I want to win this game.
And what they'll try and do here is shorten up this quarter. It's 4:20, and they'll try and work it down, make it a 2 or maybe even 3 possession game.
And if you're a Piner fan, this is an argument for why they should have a shot clock in boys basketball.
Some states have adopted it successfully. California has not.
Piner's got to pressure the ball. Just keep pressuring him. Sam's got 4 fouls. Sam Fine, he almost drew his 5th.
Garrett fouls Bostwick. They had the foul eventually. If they couldn't come up with a steal, they couldn't afford to let them take too much time off the clock.
Greyhounds did a real nice job of being patient. Piner all over him. They held the ball. They didn't turn it over. They drew the foul. And now they're going to get 2 shots. Because that's their 10th foul for Piner.
Scott Bostwick goes to the line.
I mentioned it earlier, it was going to come down to whether they could make the free throws or not. Here we go. Strap in, put the seatbelt on.
Doesn't get the first one. 6 of 8 from the line in the second half for the Hounds. Much improved from the first half where they just made 3 of 8. Bostwick gets the roll on the second one, and it's a 4-point game. Prospectors have to score on this possession, or the Hounds will really sit on the ball.
But again, and they're doing a great job of pulling it out and taking their time. Not time to panic. They're only down by 4. Got to get a good shot.
Garrett in the corner, gets it to Fong, double team. Bogarski takes it away. Tied up by Fong. Possession arrow favors Piner. Good hustle by Sam Fong not to get frustrated, kept his wits about him, didn't foul, and tied up the basketball.
Good point. Bogarski played great defense, hands straight up. Here we see it again. Fong goes up the fake. Bogarski doesn't go for it. Good defense, and then Fong comes in with a good hustle play.
Heading towards the 3-minute mark now. Healdsburg up by 4.
Interesting to note, Piner got that ball, so the next possession arrow goes to Healdsburg.
Fong inside, bounces it back. German for 3, way off the mark. Fino in position, has the rebound, his 4th of the night.
They're on the run, Dave.
Barbieri with a big lay-in. The Hounds are stepping it up without Azevedo on the floor. Nick Barbieri with a nice assist to Fino. Fong drives, he's fouled. Before the shot, it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good job by Fino pressing, getting up there, dishing off, and there's the layup for 2. And that's what I think the Greyhounds have to do in the absence of Azevedo, is just push the ball up there.
get some easy layups.
Timeout taken on the floor with 2:44 to go. It's 46-40 Healdsburg. What a great job of the Prospectors to stay in this game, and then the Hounds, once Azevedo fouled out, to pick it up. Fino, Barbieri, and Munsell doing a nice job. It's a real confidence builder for the rest of those players to believe that they can do it without Azevedo. See the timeouts remaining. Healdsburg 2, Piner 2. Vaughn has the first one.
Yeah,
he's 3 of 3 from the line.
Yeah, and you make a good point, Dave. The Greyhounds really need to do what they're doing for their team later on in the year.
Fong has 6 tonight, 8 under his average on the season to keep Piner to within 4. Here comes the press now.
Remember, it's only 10 seconds to get over the line. They're getting dangerously close, Dave.
And there it is.
Excellent defense, and Piner pressing the whole time. Beautiful job.
Mark Georgie thought it was a quick whistle.
Mark Georgie was over there screaming at his team to call timeout. They didn't hear him.
I believe it was a good call because there was 2:44 to go when they shot those free throws. Fong from the side, no good. Bostwick tips it out to Barbieri. Healdsburg coming up with the big rebounds here down the stretch.
Well, and they are really running off of those rebounds. In that case, they really couldn't get anything, so they did a smart job of just holding back, waiting for the offense to set up. Now you got to be starting to think, we're at 2 minutes now. Piner's got to start thinking about fouling if they can't get a steal here soon.
Under 2 minutes to go. Barbieri. Garrett goes for the steal, but doesn't quite get there in time. He is injured. He hit the deck hard.
He's holding his right shoulder, looks like, favoring that right arm. I think he's okay.
Timeout taken now by Healdsburg with 1:50 to go. Both teams will work on their strategies to close out the 1996 Sonoma County Classic, and we'll be back with the conclusion in just a moment. So here it is, 1:50 left, 46-42. Healdsburg, you can bet if they get the ball inbounds, is going to sit on this thing and try and work it down, force Piner to foul. The Prospectors will try and steal the inbounds right here.
And the question is, who are they going to foul? That's the big question.
Oh my, John Liu almost came up with it, but he lost it out of bounds.
Looks like Fino was 0 for 3, and he's made his last 5, so you can't really foul him probably. He's got the ball now.
Prospectors trying to trap. Bogarski gets it across the timeline. Fong tips it, but right back to Bogarski. The Hounds will now spread things out.
Okay, a minute and a half. They got to start thinking about fouling.
Make Healdsburg win the game. Make them make those pressure free throws.
Bostwick fouled by Garrett from behind. That's Garrett's 3rd personal foul. Bostwick is 1 of 2 from the line tonight. Brian Dennis getting set to check in. He'll have to wait till Bostwick shoots the first one. And he got it. That gives Healdsburg a 5-point lead. Bostwick got them both. He's hit 3 in a row. Healdsburg has really done the job at the line down the stretch.
They're going to have to look to shoot a 3.
Garrett shakes loose and buries it. Holy smokes, Ian Garrett with a 2nd 3 of the night. And that pulls Piner to within 3. Hounds get it up across the timeline. 1 minute to go. Lou fouls Fino from behind. Fino will go to the line again.
That's not a bad foul. He reached around, got a lot of ball, got a little bit of arm, but that's okay. Now you're going to make Fino make the shots. Even if he makes them, you got to come down, make another three. Here we'll see Garrett's three again. Just a nice crossover dribble, straight pull up, good pressure shot.
Misses the first one. He was due. He'd made 5 straight, and now he is 5 of 9 on the night. This one, his biggest of the night. Piner crowd letting him have it a little bit. Got it. 4-point game. Lou doesn't get the 3. Foul called. It's going to go against Bogarski.
I think it's Brian Dennis who's going to go to the line. He had positioning on the rebound now.
Looks like it's going to be John Lou that will go to the line for Piner.
Sure, it was Dennis.
I'm not sure who it's going to be. Now they're going to give it to Garrett. Nobody seemed to want to shoot it for Piner, but Garrett will end up going to the line. He'll get 2. That's the 10th team foul against Healdsburg. And Garrett calmly sinks the first one.
I think you want Garrett there instead of Dennis, but I'm almost certain it was Dennis who got fouled. I think Piner might have pulled one off here.
Garrett has 16 now. And it's a 2-point game.
There's the full court press.
The Hounds beat it. Munsell drives in. No call. Germán has the rebound.
He's open. Garrett's there.
Garrett from 12 off the glass. No good. Fino with position.
Got a foul. There's 28 seconds. Healdsburg wants a timeout.
And they get it just before the foul. Holy smokes, what a ball game. We'll see if we can see that last sequence again. Wow, what a game here at Piner High School. What will the strategy be?
Both teams now in the double bonus, so anybody who fouls will give the other team 2 free throws. You see Garrett wide open, takes the shot, has a good look. He just pulled up a little short. And then there's the rebound by Fino. Gets out. And I wonder if we see the whole thing, because there was a charge at the end that they decided not to call.
I think that was on the previous possession before, yes. On the rebound, it was real close. Could have gone either way. They decided to make no call. And here we are with 26.8 to go. Hounds trying to figure out who to get the ball to. The Prospectors, if they don't come up with a steal, it means you see how long they take to commit a foul and who they foul.
I think you got to do it right away, because if you foul them and they make 1, you got a chance at a 3.
Barbieri gets loose in the corner and lays it in.
Clutch little 5-foot jumper by Barbieri. Beautiful clutch shot.
Garrett driving, the basket goes.
No basket.
But the foul was just before the shot.
Referee Doug Earl said it right away. You can see him motioning, waving off the basket. He said right away he was certain that the foul was before the shot.
Bostwick got him. Garrett goes back to the line. 14.5 seconds to go. Garrett doesn't get the first one. First one he's missed all night. Piner wants a timeout. 14.5 to go. 51 for Healdsburg, 47 for Piner. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. will get one more free throw right here, and then the Prospectors will put on a frantic effort to try and come up with a steal, and then they've got to take a three right away after that.
Regardless of whether he makes this shot or not, they're going to have to really foul right away and continue to foul the Greyhounds until they tie this ball game up. Make the Greyhounds make their free throws.
Garrett is 4 of 5 from the line, and he gets this one. Inbound.
He missed the loose ball.
Thrown away by the Hounds. Holy smokes. Piner has one more timeout.
They're taking it.
And they're going to take it right here.
Oh, man. That's the last thing the Greyhounds wanted was an unforced turnover. I'm not sure what happened, if he got blinded or if he just missed the ball, took his eye off the ball. I think it was Fong that was coming up and it bothered him a little bit. He saw him out of the corner of his eye and went right through his hands.
12.5 to go.
Now, if you're Mike Erickson, what are you telling your team? Do you tell them, let's drive and get a quick 2, get within 1 and then foul? Or do you try and get the 3 right now and tie it up? If I'm here, I'm going to have my point guard, Ian Garrett, I'm going to have him drive the middle and look to dish outside for maybe someone open for a 3 like German.
German's hit 1-3. Garrett's hit 2. Fong can hit from the outside. We see that what they're trying to do is set somebody up to come all the way across on the baseline. We'll see if it works. Question is, who's going to shoot it? I've got to believe they're going to go to Garrett right here.
I put my money on Garrett.
He's really carried them tonight. We've seen, as we mentioned earlier, a balanced scoring attack from Piner, but Garrett has really led the way. 17 points for him tonight. They're trying to get it inbounds. They do to Lou. Now German, they've got to get off a shot here. Lou is going to drive. He doesn't get it. Munsell has the rebound. 2.3 to go. They didn't even get off a 3.
I tell you, that wasn't the best play they could have done, because if they were going to go for the 2, they had to do it a lot quicker. 10 seconds went off the clock before he got a shot off. First of all, a good job of the Greyhounds denying the ball on the inbounds pass. They were trying to get it into Garrett. Now German with the ball. And see here, they're wasting too much time. They either got to drive for 2 or set up for 3, and it just took too much time, and he missed it anyway.
The only hope was for Lou to make that basket and get fouled, but he didn't. 2.3, Munsell at the line.
You gotta hope, if you're a Piner fan, for Munsell to miss both and then a quick 3.
He got the first one. That should do it. Now the only thing the Hounds will do is not foul.
Yeah, that seals it. That's the final nail in the coffin.
Munsell doesn't get the second one. Garrett throws it the length of the court, and it's all over. Healdsburg is the 1996 Sonoma County Classic champion.
And if you came here to see a good basketball game tonight, you weren't disappointed. These two teams fought tooth and nail all the way to the end. A great game. And the Greyhounds did it without Azevedo for the final about 6 minutes. And that's a real testimony to this team.
Mark Georgie gets his first Classic championship as a head coach. And we certainly have some exciting basketball coming up in the next couple of months. If tonight's game is any indication, Healdsburg, a 52-48 winner. We'll be back with the awards ceremony and tonight's player of the game in just a moment.